Hello, my name is Vasco Chirinos, and today I will present my mini TOK presentation. The real life situation I will address in this presentation is cash for sterilization. But in order to understand this article, it is essential to know what Project Prevention is. Project Prevention is an NGO that offers cash incentives to men and women addicted to drugs and or alcohol to use it for permanent birth control or long-term birth control. The problem is that hundreds of babies are born from drug-addicted parents each year, and even so, some of these babies are born already addicted to drugs because of their parents' addiction. More than 3,000 women have taken up the offer since Barbara Harris launched the project back in 1997. Cash sterilization, the article itself, presents a very big debate over project prevention in three main strands. If whether the program is coercive or voluntary, if it is a bribery or corruption, and if it allows a person to truly control their own bodies. As a product, I arrived to the question, to what extent does reason and emotion influence one's judgment when deciding what the right thing to do is? The connection between the knowledge question and the relay situation is that the truth is that cash for sterilization can be analyzed from both an emotional perspective and a rational perspective. But in one hand, reason, as we know, is a more pragmatic way of solving um, a certain issue. And in this case, babies being born from drug addicted parents represent an issue to society because they are not being taken proper care of. And in order to address this problem, sterilization could be considered a good rational solution. However, when considering this issue in an emotional matter, this solution may not be considered a more appropriate way to deal with this problem, since it doesn't give drug addicted people an opportunity to overcome their addictions and instead gives them more money, which only fuels their problem. The perspective number one is reason and emotion have a significant influence over one's judgment when deciding what the right thing to do is. So, rational decisions are taken in order to avoid babies being born in families that cannot take care of them. And one solution to this, as we've presented previously, are sterilizations. However, this goes against any religious knowledge system that states that everybody should have the right to live. Also, some people can claim that it is unethical to offer this type of solution to an addicted person since they are not in the conditions of taking a good rational solution, and this only allows them to continue their drug problem as they are addicted and as money is being offered to them. This claim can be related as a decision taken with an emotional influence as well, if you think about the future problems to this baby and the future problems to the family. Um, if they are not taken in consideration, of course. Reason and emotion have a significant influence over a person's judgment in these situations, since this issue can be answered by rather using reason, as I said, and thinking about the life and the life of the baby and its future, and using emotion, which would incline more towards, the gift of procreating that God gives to women. The second perspective is reason and emotion somehow influences one judgment when deciding what the right thing to do is. So reason and emotion can be considered that it only somehow influences one judgment when deciding what is right or what is wrong to do. And you can relate this to religious knowledge systems when they influence a decision that might affect a large group of people, which is in this case um, drug drug addicted people. And the third claim or perspective could be that reason and emotion do not influence over one's judgment when deciding what the right thing to do is. So, ethical and religious knowledge systems are vaguely taken in consideration when taking a decision that could affect a group of people. Pragmatic actions are taken to address a problem in order to obtain an objective that has been set. In this case, avoid babies to be born in families that will not have the responsibility it needs to take care of, of that person. So, what are the conclusions and implications? Reason and emotion are ways of knowing that influence when taking decisions and actions in order to combat a problem. Sterilizations for drug addicts is an example of when these ways of knowing may influence the action taken. These actions may be considered as bribery or corruption when taking in consideration that the people that are affected by these decisions are drug addicted, and also the solution can be voluntary or coercive, since in one hand the final decision is taken by the addict himself, and you could consider this as voluntary as well, but on the other hand, it can be taken as coercive, as these are addicted people that will always prefer cash in order to fuel their addiction. Finally, the addiction can make a person lose their ability to control their own body, as they would prefer to damage their own body for drugs. In this case, if the person does not have control over their own body, it would also be valid to say that they would be less able to take care of a baby. Thank you.